Netflix has released its new movie by the name Stowaway, and I'm sure that this word will blind you with emotions in the end. What if you incidentally were working on a space shuttle and it flew away? And after you wake up from your blackout, you find that you are in space, that too where only 3 people could survive. Yes, we know that that's shocking. Let's get straight into the ending explain of Stowaway, and before we begin, make sure that you subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a video from us. In the first scene, we can see the space shuttle that's going into space carrying the 3 astronauts that are going under an extreme force. As the shuttle stops at the point where the gas cylinder has to be released, we get to know that the story is about an space mission. MTS-42, the spaceship, was going towards Mars to find some medical answer for the human race to survive. The 3 astronauts, Zoe, David, Barnett, are the main characters that we see in the beginning. The story text and the 4th character appears. While Barnett was walking down the spaceship, she found some blood on the floor. On being suspicious, she opens the hatch and found a man dropping on her arm covered in blood. Barnett's arm broke off, and later we came to know that the man was named Michael. Zoe does the first aid of Michael, and as soon as we wake up, he is in utter shock. He is surprised to find himself in a spaceship that is on a mission towards Mars for the next 2 years. He became anxious and asked Barnett to arrange for his return on Earth as he has a younger sister to be taken care of. Hyperion, the organization responsible for the space mission, tells the astronaut that Michael's little sister is being taken care of and he has to stay on the space shuttle for the next 2 years. Things became good and Michael starts to help the other 3 astronauts to keep up with them. But the story takes a turn and it is found that the oxygen scrubber that was tampered while the Michaels fell off has been destroyed. There's less oxygen left for the 4 of them to survive, as the MTS-42 was designed to carry only 3 astronauts at the time. Barnett asked David to produce oxygen with the help of algae that he brought on the ship. David uses his half algae to produce about 550 oxygen supply. But that was not enough. Barnett again asked him to use the rest of algae to produce the oxygen, and things became worse as half of the lot of the algae was completely rot while the production of oxygen. Now the 3 astronauts are being troubled as they don't have enough oxygen to survive. They talk with each other and think of a solution. While the discussion came out to be the negative way, Barnett tells Zoe and David of the possibility to kill Michael as he was a burden for them and he was not skilled enough to complete the mission. Zoe disagreed and told Barnett to seek a solution rather than killing Michael. The 3 astronauts decide not to tell the situation to Michael as he might not have the mindset to accept the truth. Just like this, 3 days passed away and there was no other solution that they could think of. They had only 7 days before the oxygen supply is finished. Zoe used to do the dressing of Michael's wound, and while doing this, she asked him to take off his shirt and Michael had a burn scar all over his body. Michael tells how he got the scar over his body while he was in his apartment and there was fire that took place and he lost his family. After hearing this, Zoe feels extremely bad and while sitting on her sleep foam, she cries realizing that he will have to be killed if they couldn't seek a solution. After a day or 2, David goes to Michael with the medication that could kill him off painlessly and told Michael everything about what was happened and how he has to kill himself to make the other 3 survive. After hearing this, Michael went into despair. He cried and made a call to her younger sister. He had the medication just right next to him and he was about to kill himself, but at the same moment, Zoe came in and asked Michael to stop. Zoe told him a story about herself. The story brought some positivity to Michael and made him believe that even he could be saved. Then Zoe tells him about the oxygen tank that was on the other end of the spaceship. But the problem was that the distance was about 450 meters and they were never trained to do this. There was a big twist waiting for Zoe here. David and Bernard tell her that after the algae died out, there was oxygen enough only for 2 people to survive on the spaceship. Now there was a risk of a life of 2 people. Zoe and David decide to go on the other end of the spaceship to get the oxygen cylinder. They go on an open space. Zoe and David makes it to the other end and check the oxygen. Luckily, there were more than 500 pairs of oxygen available in the tank that were sufficient for all 4 of them to complete the mission. Zoe fill up the one oxygen cylinder and while filling the other one, the alarm goes off. There was a solar storm that was on the way and they had only 20 minutes to reach back to the station, leaving the second cylinder and took the first one with them. On the way back, Zoe lost control of the rods and exceeded her speed in space. And while landing down on the surface, the first cylinder slipped off the wire and went into deep space. David soon approached from behind and took her inside the space shuttle. 4 of them were in the Indosphere and thought that now their life would completely end. Although there was a getaway from this situation, there was one cylinder still left on the other end of the spaceship that could save the life of 3 people. Michael agrees to go back in the solar storm and bring back the left oxygen. But Zoe disagreed as Michael has less technical experience, and what if he might lose the left oxygen, then there will be 2 deaths instead of 1. Zoe agrees to put her life on the line as she did not want people to get hurt. She went back in the solar storm and get the remaining oxygen, and she came back successfully. She dropped the remaining oxygen into the space shuttle and sat on the edge of the roof watching the small Earth far from away. The solar storm made her burn and she happily sacrificed herself to save the other 3. There are majorly 2 unanswered questions in the film. The first one that came into everyone's minds was that how did Michael end up in the spaceship? And why does Zoe kill herself instead of David and Bernard? The answer is simple. Michael wanted to be the part of the program and might have purposely put himself in such a situation where he ended up in space. But it could also be possible that he might have been working there and the ship went on, suddenly leaving him stuck on the shuttle. And Zoe was the another good soul who couldn't see people getting hurt. As seen from the start, she fought for Michael and her character always wanted others to be happy. Thus, she sacrificed herself to save the others. So what are your thoughts over it? Hit them in comment section, and if you like this video, hit the like button, and for more such content like this, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.